This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm guessing that you've said this, or maybe you know somebody who has, going through a challenging situation, doesn't matter what it is, and these words come out. I think I'm being tested. The universe is testing me. You know, insert God is testing me, whatever you want. There's got to be a test that I've got to deal with this. Maybe there is. Maybe it is a test. We're going to talk about that today. If we're being tested and the wonderful things that can come as a result of said test. And this is all in her wheelhouse. As the owner and CEO of Heidi Meckley Coaching, she helps people have those aha moments all the time. And she's back with us. Hey, Heidi, how you doing?
Doing fantastic, Steve. How about you this week?
I'm being tested.
Uh-oh.
I'm loving what we're talking about today, because I feel if you don't want to use the word being tested, because sometimes it's almost as it feels like you're being punished in a way. You got to go through a test. Can we also look at it as I'm being taught a lesson? Change the verbiage on it. I don't know. That's my thought. And as much as I don't want to accept it, I believe there's a lesson in all of this, and there's a reason why. That's my thoughts. I'm going to throw it right back to you, because I'm far from the expert on any of this.
Yes. A lot of people think that tests are punishment, but it's not punishment. It's actually preparation. It's preparation for the breakthrough that you're about to have, for the level up that you're looking for. And maybe you don't even know you're looking for, but it's right there in front of you, and all you got to do is get through what you're being tested with. So many times in life, I'm going to give an example of my story about becoming who I am, where I am now, because I've always, growing up with this gift, I thought it was cursed, because I'm like, people are going to think I'm a witch. People are going to think I'm crazy. People are going to want to shut me. Those that were closest to me, I would share, some of the things. I'm like, this is happening. This is happening. This is happening. Of course, they're like just poo-pooing me off. Like, yeah, right. You're just trying to get attention or whatever. I'm like, no. But we all go through something on our journey in life. I have been getting pushed into this and pushed into this. And when I got to the point where I'm with my now second husband, because the first one he wouldn't listen. For 14 years, I had to say, okay, him or me, and I chose me. But my gifts have really come to fruition after this meeting of he's actually my junior high sweetheart. So it's that's a whole story in itself. But everything I was doing, I kept saying that I was just an empath, or I was just this, and feeling like I'm still getting so much more than what those words stood for. And I'm like, but I'm scared, but I don't want to get to this point. I don't want to, again, have people attack or come at me because something I said didn't resonate with them. So I had to decide what I was going to do. And every single time that I would get close to going, okay, maybe I'll turn this up and turn this into something. That's when everything started coming at me. As they say, the stuff hits the fan, but of course they say it a different way. And it seems like life is crashing in on you. It's like everything in life that could possibly trip you up is happening at that moment. New things arise, whether it's stuff breaks down at home, people are calling you and asking you hard questions, asking you to be a part of their trauma or their issues and wrapping you up in their problems. You've got to understand that when these are happening and you feel like you're literally going to fall apart, because inside you feel like someone basically shook you like a soda bottle, right? When you're in the midst of it, it doesn't seem like anything's going to go right, no matter what you do. If you just take 2 seconds to say, is that all you got? Because I'm getting to the other side, regardless of what you throw at me. You would be blown away as to what happens next.
Whoa.
It's un it's unbelievable because there's been a couple times here as I'm trying to get set up for things. I have people that come to me that are on the verge of suicide, bad thoughts, really bad things. And that was what terrified me the most about becoming what I am. Having those people come to me and me not being able to help them. My first 3 clients were people who were on the edge to prove to me that I was strong enough to get there, that I was strong enough to help them, that if they're actually reaching out, they're not as far on the edge as they believe in their mind. And I just needed to let them see that.
Lots to explore here. So, are you suggesting that when we think we're at the end of the rope, if you will, the proverbial, situation where it's, I can't take any more, are you suggesting that we should look at it as, yes, you can take more. You just don't realize it. You got so much more in you. You think it's this. I'm not minimizing anything. It could be a hellacious situation, but you got so much more in you. You could keep going further and further. Wake up, realize it.
Absolutely. And 9 times out of 10, the test is to prove to you that you are strong enough to handle stuff. So that when you are looking over your life and you get the next big thing coming, you're able to say, I've already made it through all this stuff. I'm still alive. I'm still managing. We made it through. I can make it through this too, because there's something bigger coming on the other side. There's something bigger, better. It's always for that next level up for you in your life on your journey. The question is, are you fully open to seeing what your path is? Because the ones that are out there listening going, yeah, well, this happens to me daily. It's because you're not listening or seeing or feeling internally what your path correction needs to be. Because if you have the same things happening over and over again, it's because you're not listening. You're not getting that lesson. You're not getting that level up because you've chosen to make the exact same decisions every single time that thing comes up.
Yes, I'm right. I totally agree with all of this. And I know I don't like to use negative language, but I'm going to say this now because it needs to be phrased this way. When you're going through a situation, what I'm detecting from you is it's not as bad as you think it may be. And I don't like to use the word bad and all of that because I feel your subconscious is listening and it can do things like the phrase, well, it could be worse. I that's one that I threw away a long time ago. Your subconscious is hearing, be worse, be worse. It doesn't know good from bad, so it could give you that. But just for this, that bad situation probably isn't as bad as you think it is. Not to say it's not easy. Could be really, really rough, really insanely rough. But you can handle more than that. You just don't realize it. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes, everybody's stronger than they believe themselves to be. Because again, it has to do with that inward journey. We're always looking for that validation from everybody else to tell us how strong we are. When we get told daily how strong we are, right? So basically, it's like when life asks you to prove it, it's not because you're unworthy, it's because you're about to level up. And that's the piece that everyone's like, well, I must not be worth it. Because especially if they're going after a goal, a big thing in life, you can guarantee the closer you get to that, right before you're going to get there and have that massive thing happen or come to you, your life's going to blow up. And it's going to be like, what is going on? Don't give up. You need to push through to prove to yourself, to the universe, God, whatever you want to say, source, that it is worth it to get through whatever it is you're going through. Whatever that is on the other side, it is worth getting through what you're going through now.
What if you don't know what the goal is or what the end game is? But what if this is okay. I'm grateful for my life as it is. But I know there's more out there. I know it. I can feel it. It's right there, fingertips, right at the edge of that. I'm not really sure what it is, but I know it's coming my way. What gives you the strength to keep going? Because you don't know what it is, but you know this isn't it. It being current life situation, etc.
Yes, that has been most of my life. It's growing up, it was really, really tough at home. Really bad things were happening. And I would always go, okay, there's only one way I can deal with this. And I would look up and be pointing to the sky going, there better be a reason for this to be able to help somebody later. I had no idea what I was going to do in life, had no idea. I always said, for years, I kept saying, I don't even know what I want to be when I grow up. So I did multiple different types of jobs, multiple different weird things to fill my skill level in order to do that. But everybody else is different, right? So you've got to decide for you. Say you're going through a bunch of stuff and you have no idea what it is. You just have to have the knowing, especially if you keep hearing you're meant for something more, there's something more out there. Just lead with that and say, I will be patient. I know I will be on this path as long as I keep trucking forward, getting past these things, continuing to level up. There's something I need to learn before I get to that path.
Mm.
You need to trust yourself and trust God, source, whatever you want to call it, that you're being led to your path. It might take a while.
It might take a while. Yes. The watch I'm wearing, it's on universal time. So I can't really read it. I don't know. That's out of our hands, out of our control. But I'm assuming that whatever it is that's going to show up, that supports you, that is in line with your purpose, your heart, everything, it's not showing up until you're ready for it to show up. Because I would imagine that's the reason why. How do we get better prepared? How do we get better prepared for it to show up?
You've got to do the inner work. You've got to go inward to know who you are. And this comes back to the rules, regulations, and stuff of the things that could possibly be holding you back from seeing your path. So what that is again, growing up through life and all the things, whatever your relationship that you're in currently as an adult, what rules are in place that do not align with who you are or you don't agree with. Now, obviously, if you work for an employer, you have no choice to do that, but to do those rules if you want to work at that place, right? But the ones that you can control, you've got to decide, is this aligned with me? Is this really something I agree with? Or is this from my past and I've always not agreed with it, but why am I allowing this in my life now? Because that one rule, it could be one rule, it could be multiple rules, maybe from your parents, maybe from a workplace or a relationship you're in. You could end up hanging on to these rules and ideals that keep you scared, that keep you down, that keep you from being who you really are. So if you're not doing the inner work, you're not going to find your path.
You need to connect with yourself. Until you do that,
Absolutely.
the greatness is not going to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that makes it hard for some people because they're scared to death to look inward because of their past and their past traumas. What you need to understand is you can do it in a way where you're not pulling up all the emotions that go with it. It is possible. At first, it's going to feel like a railroad train coming at you. But you have to know you have the strength to get through it because you've already gotten through it once.
Personal question. What's the last lesson you learned or realized in all of this? Something that's currently going on right now. There could be some from, but I'll bet you it's probably a thread through your life, and you just keep getting reminded of it. Um, Anything stand out for you?
Oh, does it? It's about being a psychic soul healer, being able to say that and getting my verbiage together to be able to explain myself to people. I couldn't do that a couple of years ago. I'd be like, I work with you. I can hear things. And I was like all over the place. I now have the verbiage in place. I'm a psychic soul healer that helps people with trauma bonds
Mm.
so that they can live the life that they are meant to live.
You had the skills, the knowledge, the intuition, and you knew that you did. You just weren't confident enough to believe it.
Nor did I believe anybody wanted to hear from me because it goes back. Everybody has some form of feeling unworthy in their life, feeling like, why would anyone want to hear or anything from me? Right. Especially anyone that's starting a soulpreneur type thing, writing books. Like I've been told all my life, write a book, write a book, write a book since I
Mm.
was probably 12 or 13 years old. And I'm like, why would anyone want to read my stories about the crud I've been through?
Because we learn from others' stories. Like I, I love hearing them. I don't love hearing, that people went through pain and challenge, but I love the lessons that come from it. And for me, in asking that question about the lesson, trust. I
You
trust
trust yourself.
everyone, and it has come back to bite me in many different ways. And even today, a couple hours ago, sent an email um, dissolving a business type partnership. Not a big thing, but just a little side thing here. Um, because it wasn't in writing. It was a handshake. It was talked about, but it's not supporting my direction at all. And things got revealed later in the process. And the process was probably, I want to say 10 months of working on this idea. And it's just, it's not right. And I sat on that email for days. I was like, nope, I'm going to look at it again. Is this really? And the more and more I try to think, no, there's a trust thing here. Trust goes it's a little, not breach, but yeah, some should have been in writing. Everything needs to be in writing. And I don't like to roll with that, but that's the only way to do it. Write down everything.
Unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately nowadays.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is people, there's a two-part for listening to yourself.
Mm.
There's your gut and intuition piece, and there's also your brain, right? There's a logic side of it too. There's a lot of times when you are developing your intuition, you're going to be hearing yourself scream at yourself in your head, and you need to listen to that.
Mm.
Okay, why is it screaming no at this thing? I really want that. And then you hear no, no, no. You need to sit with it and try to ask yourself the questions. Okay, why is it saying no? What am I not seeing? And start looking at the thing in different directions so that you can start learning to trust your intuition because
Hmm.
it will show you why it's saying no.
I'm going with that situation I just described. That's my intuition. And as I sat with it, I always tried to look at it like, well, what if, maybe if, change this. And got to tell you, I can't even describe it. Brick, blank, and wall of my intuition. Like this is probably the first time ever that it is saying, screaming, no, no. But in my mind, I'm like, well, what if, no. But well, if we did this, no. It's like it's the weirdest thing. I try, and because it's a friendship as well. I want to make it work, and no, and that's my intuition, and I gotta honor it. Gotta honor it. Gotta
Exactly.
listen.
Yes, exactly. And sometimes those situations turn out better in the end because of what you've done and you've done it in a positive way. Like this just isn't aligned with me. This isn't whatever.
Yep.
Right. You can't always think because I immediately go to people pleasers, right? Those that feel like they have to stay in just because I was a people pleaser. I did, I'd be like, over here doing this, doing 20 different things, and like
Yep.
no time for yourself, no time to do what you want to do. You
Yep.
feel wore out. Don't you don't want to have a life of your own because you're living your life for everybody else. That's no way to live. And
Nope.
you will get reminded of that multiple times because I guarantee you, the people pleasers will always have the stuff hitting the fan on a regular basis.
And when you think people pleaser here, when you start realizing it, it's not just you just wanting to make somebody happy. Every time you seek to please, you gave a piece of you. You're
Exactly.
taking from you to give to others. It's not just want them to be happy. You're giving from you. So if you're okay with that, every time there's another piece. Look at it this way. I just gave my shoulder to somebody. Now my arm to somebody. Every time you do it, I'm being, radical on that, but it's you. And I don't think we realize it. Like there's value in you. Look at it as money if you want. So you people please. You did something. It went against what you believe in. Maybe the time that you had, but you did it anyway because you want to keep people happy. You want them to like you, et cetera, et cetera. All right, put a price on that. Now you just handed them $500. It was a piece of you. That was value. You gave them that. Are you okay with that? I think if we think of it that way, we wouldn't be doing it as much.
Exactly. And I like the more radical one about giving pieces of your body. Think of it as pieces of your heart and soul. Let's go deeper. Your heart and soul. If you're constantly giving to people around you, one, you don't have stuff for you. But more importantly, if you have a family, you don't have enough to give them
Mm.
because you're too busy pleasing everybody outside instead of in your yourself and in your family. But again, if you feed yourself, fill yourself first, you will be amazed at what more you have to give others. But you have to take care of you first. And that will also help you understand and listen to when you're told, don't do this. And I challenge everybody, start listening. When you hear it, don't do it. Have a little journal, write it down as to exactly what's going on, and then go back and look at it. You're going to be blown away by what happens when you start saying no to things and you start saying yes to you.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going to open, opportunities are going to show up, and things are going to start going easier because you chose you.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it because you need you. So
If
you is asking for you, but you're saying, no, 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 no. I'm going to help them over here. But inside, you may be, but I need attention. I need, some peace today. I need some, no, 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 no. I'm sorry. I'm not going to listen to you because I'm going to, I want them to be happy. I want them to like me. So I know I should not be doing that, but I'm going to anyway. You got to look at it that way. You're right, though. You will be blown away when you start making those connections, those realizations. I I know, but sometimes it's not in my forefront that you're a psychic soul healer. Yes, you are a coach. Yes, you help people, and there's accountability. But the psychic and the soul healing part of it, like really realizing what we're going through, is amazing in you. And I see it today. I've seen it before, but today with crystal clear eyes. And it's super cool. Love it.
Thank you. It took a while to develop as to exactly what it was because I've, like I said, I've been through quite the journey, and I got myself an actual psychic medium coach to help me see me for who I am. And by being connected with others that are gifted, which 99% of the people who come to me are gifted,
Mm,
they have something they refuse to shine and show others. So that's part of my thing too, is I'm helping them learn how to accept who they are and be able to use that in life and in their business if they have one, um, to be able to help people more, because the reason we're given this is to help others.
yep. Yep. Part of
When
me,
we choose to serve, it's magical.
I love you, but I hate you at the same time because you are telling me who I am. And
Huh?
you gotta accept that. And it's like, she's right about that. She's right about that, and that, and that. For me, I mean, doing the journey for a while, it's just for me, it's the validation. Others, it could be that, but it could also be realization like, oh, I didn't really see it that way. For me, you're backing it up, and it hurts a little, but it's truth. It is the truth. Yeah. You're the mirror.
You are much more. Thank you. You are much more powerful than you let others intend. You say downloads your intuition, but your intuition is so much stronger than just intuition. You do have abilities in order to bring things to you. And you walk with it in such a way that honors who you are and all the things. And if those around you, because you're in all these groups, you're in all these things that you're doing, you want to help people. You wouldn't be doing what you're doing, like with me and others here in this capacity, if you didn't, right? And all the other things that you do. You always are looking to try to help others in whatever way that you can, but filling you first. And you don't even realize that you're doing it. There's days, obviously, that we all go pooey for ourselves, right? We're not all, nobody's perfect. We all mess up and stuff, but you have gone through quite a journey to get where you are with the things that you have been shown. But I guarantee you, after our sessions, you're going to be seeing a lot more.
I know I am. I'm not drinking your Kool-Aid just to drink your Kool-Aid. I agree. That's the way it is. And we don't see it. I've had like the strongest men you could ever imagine. Like, yeah, they go on roofs, they go in fires, and they've said to me, it's like, bro, how you doing what you're doing? How did you get through this? And how'd you get through that? And I'm like, I don't know, I just did it. It's just, because what's the alternative? Just keep moving forward and realize there's good over here coming your way. And not that we should be doing things to please people, to get the good, not, put ourselves through situations to get to the good. That's just the way the universe works. Once we realize it, you're reachable by your website, and that's your name, if I remember correctly, right?
Correct. It's HeidiMeckley.com, and I do have something special for everybody. I'm actually running something crazy. Even crazy to even say it. Email me at info@HeidiMeckley, and you can do that through the website, and state rise. I want a call to rise, and I'm offering a $47 45-minute call with me because people need help. And my mission is to help as many as I can. Obviously, I only have certain time slots, and it might book out for a couple of months in order to get in, because I only can put them in a certain timeline. But my mission is to help as many people as I can.
Wow. I love that. And thank you for doing that. And yes, I feel in our world, people are finally waking up a little bit and saying, I need something else. Whatever's going on here is not working. Going to the doctor, getting pills, nothing wrong with that, but that's not working. I need more. There's something more here, and I'm open to it. I speak with a lot of people, and this one here, they're just looking for something. This is it. This is essentially it. Your name, your website, Heidi, Heidi, Meckley, MECKLEY.com. That's where it starts, right?
Yes. Go in there. You can hit me up through the contact information the same way. That also takes you to the info@HeidiMeckley. It's about helping you see you. It's that 45-minute, it's the trauma bond clarity call to find out what your one thing is. That's the main top of the line thing that's stopping you from living your purpose. Let's break that free and make you get back a little bit on track to where you need to be.
Make you. Let's get back to you. Thank you for the lessons today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
I greatly appreciate being here.
Likewise. We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.